Welcome back to the Ace Run Pro coverage of the DGA Star City Classic, sponsored by Disc Gauntlet. This is the back nine of the PDGA A tier in the DGPT Q Series event, hosted by the Lincoln Flying Disc Club in Lincoln, Nebraska, at Beals Slough Disc Golf Course. My name is James Fleege, one of the tournament directors and course designer here. I'm joined by my friend Tony Odom, the tournament director at Star City.
Thanks again. Let's see how this wraps up, James.
Look at that bumblebee. All right.
Pollinating those beautiful flowers out there at Beals Slough.
And the trophy that is being chased. That chase being led by Logan Harpool with a 6-stroke lead heading into the back nine. Wanted to take a moment to shout out everyone who helped to prep these courses in Lincoln for the tournament this weekend. The courses are looking beautiful, as you can see as we fly hole 10 here. This hole is a par 4, 577 feet. Slight dog leg to the right as we round the bend here with the OB on the left. The slough comes into play on the right-hand side and wraps around the back of the green with an elevated pin. You're going to see guys trying to sneak past on this right side here, or if they're feeling risky, just contend with those trees and play a little plinko.
It's a really touchy upshot there. Got to be locked in for that. Logan going forehand with his Raider.
Love the forehand play off this tee. Oh.
2 straight that time. Wow.
Fortunately, sails that a little long. See what Walker does here. He'll take that.
It's a good spot, yeah. Got some elevation to work with, get up over that mound, but...
I'm sure Evan was shooting for just cresting the top of that, but plenty workable from where he landed. As Doemland also is opting for the forehand, a little more flex, pushing forward if you can get around that sumac. He does not.
Wow. You know, I thought coming out of his hand, he got enough flex on that, and usually good speed on that to get around, but just fades too fast.
Caleb Bruce. Why throw forehand when you can just throw over the top of it?
Yeah. Wow, he made that look so easy.
Yeah.
But that is, I mean...
My drivers don't do that, Tony.
My drivers don't do that. Those trees come into play on the right way too often.
Well, Logan sneaks it through. Okay. Going to save his par here.
You know, Logan mentioned that because of how touchy he can get on that upshot going around the trees, he's just going to throw it right to him and try to have a putt from inside. Well, he still got through cleanly.
Oh, as Bennett sails long. Going to be out of bounds there.
Still in C1 from there?
Yes. Be about edge of C1.
Yeah. Still par play.
Interesting forehand here from Evan as he flips it up.
Wow.
Okay.
Straight, controlled, very smooth.
Evan Walker throws very good forehand shots.
You don't say.
Here's the more traditional play there from Caleb. Sneaking it around.
Right there.
Leaving himself with a good look at the basket.
3 really good birdie looks. Let's see if Bennett can save par here with this putt. He does.
Great connection.
It's about as good of a spot as you can be to have to make a longer putt here because it's away from the slough, but kind of one of the themes of the course. The basket's located near some water, isn't it?
Indeed. I like doing that. Apologies to the players.
That's why we gave out retrievers for our amateur players back last year.
So both Bennett and Logan saving pars after going OB on the hole. Sure that feels good. About as good as it can, I suppose. Evan picking up the birdie. That'll bring us into hole 11. Par 3 going uphill, 351 feet. Main challenge of this hole is going to be the pin position. Behind the basket, sloping down rather quickly to the slough, which is only about 20 feet behind the pin. You see guys pushing them straight here, having it fade a little bit to the end, leaving themselves with a tricky putt and perhaps a decision on whether to lay up or run it.
Yeah, this is a hole where you got to put your drive close if you want to look. That putt's scary.
Swinging it wide.
Evan really
Interesting.
not even
Walker
trying.
Clearly just playing for a par on this hole.
Yeah. I mean, he took the Mando out of play there. He knew what he was going to do up on the green. Oh, look at those skills.
And Tony with the hops. All right.
Listen, I thought I was way out of the way of any shots coming over here, but Caleb showed me that discs are going to get over there.
A little inside from Harpool. It sneaks through. I'll have a look.
Stopped,
Been
yeah.
Obstructed uphill, but at least not putting down at the slough.
It's a little high. Going to contend with that ceiling. Bites through. Finishes on the left side.
Walker second, and he'll walk away with an easy par.
You know, I respect that play. Usually people are trying to get up here close to the basket and have a look for two, and Evan just said, hey, I want to walk out of here with a par. 2 easy chip shots.
For sure. Oftentimes you see guys going for that par play, but choosing to, push up a little bit more towards the basket. But I like what Evan did there.
Ooh, first miss we've seen from Logan all day, I think.
Slightly left side.
I'll give him a break there. He's standing on a slope. That's a tough putt. Yeah, a couple of those guys just making the decision. They don't want to lose a putter. They don't want to risk it. Walk out of here with your par, and that's respectable. Not exciting, but respectable.
Whoa, what's that? Zach, I hit a lefty chicken wing.
And moving into the 701-foot par 4 12th. Trying to get a lot of distance off the tee here is what the guys are looking to do. You can push something down into this area here, still leaving yourself a technical shot into this green, surrounded by OB. Really want to try to push something into the hill just right at the basket to have it nestle up there. Anything left has a tendency to run OB. Very tricky approach to this green. We'll see how much distance these guys can bite off the tee.
Yeah, distance really is the key here. You want to get on top of that flat surface at minimum. Evan does it.
It's good from Walker.
Yeah, these have got to be minimum 400-foot shots to get up into a flat.
To crest that hill there, it's about 390 or so to get on top. Bruce kind of flirting with OB, but not a bad angle from where he's at there. So that's great from Logan. Center cut, biting off a lot of distance.
Great hyzer
I
flip.
like that a lot.
Low line, flipping it up, let it ride. Great shot from Bennett.
Attacking the green. Smashing into the hill, jumping a little bit long. That is going to leave Caleb a very tricky putt back down to the basket. Luckily, it appears that landed in bounds. Get eyes on it in a moment here. Perfect.
Wow. Flip up forehand from Evan. That's it. 12 feet from the pin.
A little turned over from Bennett. And he finds that OB there near the green. Not what Bennett's looking for at this point in the round.
We'll see where they give the lie to him, though. Logan just pitching up. He did stay safe, just not in a very good spot to be. Little discussion here about if Bennett had crossed or not. As the tournament director, I informed him that I witnessed it hit a tree across the slough, so that's where they gave him the lie from.
Caleb wants nothing to do with that putt.
Can't blame him.
Very understandable. And another birdie for Evan Walker. Bringing himself to 7 down.
2 7 downs on the card. Wow. We're only through 12 holes.
And that's going to bring us into hole 13. Probably the easiest hole out here at Beal Slough. 241 feet, baskets down here to the right, surrounded by a lot of OB. It is an island green. As we fly it, see the planter box here to the right. Staked off, that is all OB. OB tight to the right side and deep at the basket. Just chipping a forehand out there. Expect to see a lot of birdies on this hole.
Yeah, pretty stock little forehand shot that all of these guys should have. But you got a little bit of a tunnel you got to hit off the tee. We'll see what happens.
Walker swings that wide and very overstable disc.
Wow.
Checks up for him.
With how much he had that turned over out of his hand, I was not expecting that finish. He knows his discs. Caleb, more conventional, a little flat. Get that skip.
Ooh, that runs long on Caleb. He'll be heading to the drop zone, which is the lengthy one, and essentially an automatic 4 from there. That looks good from Logan.
Right there. Yeah, this does play as an island green, so OB shots have to go to the drop zone. It's a little bit punishing, but
Bennett doesn't like it out of the hand. And he will be joining Caleb in the drop zone.
again, though, should be a pretty routine up and down from here.
Leaking left on him there. Bennett pushing a little long too. Oh. Yeah, you hate to see that.
This is not the hole you expect to get a big number on.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Caleb said it himself. That's a rough way to play this hole. Yeah, Caleb's getting a little frustrated with himself. Not the round he wanted. Lead card of the third round of the Star City Classic. Still a strong putt from Bennett. Confident in that part. That's great.
Bennett and Caleb. Bennett taking a double bogey. Caleb with the triple. You see these guys grab their birdies and a rather large swing on an unexpected hole here. But that's what happens. Even the short hole still have some teeth as we move into hole 14. Speaking of having teeth, hitting this gap off the tee, About halfway down the fairway, it's a 320-foot hole. And as we crest this little hill here, you're going to see the slough wrapping all the way around the basket, starting here, running to the right, all the way around back there to the left. And of course, hey, what's that bird bath there? Can we rewind a little bit? That's the Tony Odom bird bath, for those who don't know. Here with Tony Odom today.
I'm not a bird, but I enjoy a nice bath every now and again. A basket just looks you straight in the eyes down there, but this is not an easy shot.
Ooh, having a little nervous there.
Wow.
And it fights through. Oh, great tree. That might have saved him.
Well, I'm blown away that he even got that far. The way that was leaking right the whole time.
Splits the gap.
Wow.
Hits the logs. That's what you want.
I mean, that's the result you want. I don't think that's the flight line you want.
I think it was a little right for Logan, but hitting those logs. That's what I was talking about. Bennett just staying in bounds there on the left. That line definitely sneaks up quickly if your disc is fading out.
Nice little hyzer flip action. Caleb right at it. Yep. Hits that relief area, kicks out. Everybody's got to look at birdie here. Oh, Caleb, just short. I want him to make that so bad.
Oh. Off the tree, off the cage.
There's just a few trees on this course that can get in your way, and Bennett found one.
Oh, unfortunate miss for Walker. Jeez. Logan grabs it.
You know, we've seen a couple of those from Evan, and he's still sitting at 8 down on the round.
Yeah. That birdie brings Harpool to 9 on the round. Bennett tapping in for his par, as will Caleb. That brings us to hole 15, one of the more iconic holes here at Beal Slough. 323 feet, Osage orange trees lining the left side of the fairway, slough running the right side of the fairway. Lots of things to hit. Got to keep this one straight off the tee. You can see a lot of guys playing just for that late touch of the ground, getting to skip up there towards the basket, but also a chance to have the disc run down to the right and drift into the slough. Bouncing down there and going OB wouldn't be the first time that's happened to anybody. See what these guys can get done here.
Yeah, you really have to be aggressive here. If you try to be tentative on this tee shot, you're going to get punished. And Logan just a little low. Par still in play, but it's nowhere near the green. Get it. Oh.
Perfect shot from Evan. Just a hair left. That would have been right up there with Walker if that would have been another 1.5 foot to the right.
Caleb's taking the line that I think I've seen the most success with, and that's getting off to the right just a little bit and hyzering back. Yeah, he's in a good spot for the birdie there. Picturesque tunnel, but it's not necessarily the best way to get all the way to the pin on this hole.
Oh. A little inside from Bennett.
Sit. All right. It's a little nerve-wracking.
Oh. Still in C1.
I got some work to do to save par here, but could have been a lot worse. Oh, there's that putt back.
Locked in.
Bennett gets it for saving par.
Yeah, great par save from there.
Can't tell for sure, but he might have even had a little low ceiling to work with, so uphill he just jammed it right in there. Yeah, Caleb.
Getting his birdie.
The round's winding down, but, you know, still got to get those birds when he can.
Leave Walker to clean up that excellent tee shot for a birdie. As we move into definitely one of the more challenging tee shots on the course of hole 16. Flying the fairway here, 405 feet, similar to 14, starting from the open before working your way back into the woods. This one making it through this tight gap before starting to bend to the right. Slough running the entire right side of the fairway. Lots of trees. Getting to the pin requires a pure tee shot.
Yeah, it's really difficult. First to even get to the entrance of the wooded section of this hole, but then trying to get down onto the green, it takes a pretty specific flight path. Let's see what these guys have. Forehand, it flips up.
Oh, and that's fantastic.
Wow. Wow.
It's
Good.
not often you see guys throwing forehand off this tee, really, but I have seen a handful like that are just excellent. Caleb with the more traditional line.
Yeah, we usually see this shot, and geez, Caleb just pured that.
Yeah, that's as clean as it gets.
This looks like the right angle. Oh, a little too turned over.
Pretty favorable kick for Logan there, really. You'd want that to kick left as opposed to right, for sure. Definitely has space to work with as he works his way up to the basket from there. As Doemland is going to connect with some trees a little bit early. Tough scramble for par from that spot.
Especially with the patent pending stance here.
But he gets it done.
Wow, that's great execution there. Good control. A little bit faster, and he's OB on the backside, so well done. Smart play, Logan. No reason to try to run that. Checking the phone, see what's going on.
There he is.
Yes, Caleb. Caleb trying to finish strong. Not having the greatest round, but doing some good things here on a tough stretch of the course.
Ooh, Walker sneaks it over. It's going to bring him to 10 down on the round. As we mentioned, previous course record at -6. Let's let you marinate on that for just a moment. And Walker's going to cut that lead down to 4 that Harpool has heading into the final 2 holes, which we've seen some pretty big swings in scores over the years on these final 2 holes. As we fly 17 gold, 545 feet, avoiding this tree right in the center there, bending to the right, and working our way back into the opening. Once we get down closer to the green, some more trees to contend with, and the basket on this elevated platform here.
This is probably one of the toughest tee shots on the course. Really A lot of trees to hit early. Fair gaps, but you have to bend that shot also.
Definitely a nervy one coming down the stretch.
And Evan just peers that gap. Oh, catch some late wood. He's going to have a look to the green, though, from there.
It is workable.
Caleb with more of that flex forehand. Gets a little too far left on him.
Oh. Rough kick for Harpool.
I would think that birdie's out of play from there, but he's really not punished too bad.
Oh, Bennett gets a huge flare skip. That is not a good bush to be behind. Maybe just chipping out of the fairway at best for him from there. As Logan tries to get aggressive here. Connecting with the bush out in the open. We'll see what he has left from there.
Really got to flex this forehand here, and Caleb's been doing that well, so.
Yeah. Fade out.
Can quick catch the finish there. We'll see where that ends up at. I think the shape looked good though. And finds the gap, finishing towards the basket. Yeah.
Finding himself about 25 feet. Evan Walker keeping the pressure on down the stretch here.
Bennett stays safe, but challenging shot. Definitely not where you want to be when you're this far up the fairway. Oh, that's punishing. He's not happy about that.
Nice out from there.
Yeah, pretty good recovery. Staring down bogey, but
Sees Harpool throwing 3 from here. Oh. Unfortunate ground play there off the side.
still maybe 18 feet from there. The way he's been putting, that's pretty automatic today. Caleb having to dive into the cedar a little bit. I think he's familiar with those trees in Oklahoma, though.
That's so good.
I think he just threw that left-handed.
Yeah, great connection from Bennett, though.
And I kind of feel bad for Bennett on that. I mean, great distance off the tee and just not in a good spot.
Some unfortunate ground play.
Yep.
As Evan Walker brings himself to 11 down. Another birdie. Getting 15, 16, and 17. Harpool with the par. Remaining 9 down. As Caleb Bruce taps out, it's going to leave Logan Harpool with a 3-stroke lead going into hole 18 as he chases his 3rd victory here at the Star City Classic. But Evan Walker really just on an all-time heater here in the final round. This is pretty amazing to see.
Ben's a pro who spent $25 on his premium driver and threw it 413 feet, which means he spent about 6 cents per foot for his shot. Matt's a total noob, but he only spent $5 for his premium driver on discountdiscgolf.com. He throws his 213 feet, which means Matt only spent 3 cents per foot for his shot, making him the clear winner in this distance battle. Cheap discs are better. It's science.
And the final hole of the tournament, hole 18 here at Beale Slough, is a par 4, 573 feet. Basket's going to be through this wooded opening here, back to the right. This retaining wall is all OB in front of it, Slough is to the right, OB deep at the basket. Very tricky second shot on this hole.
Yeah, what looks like be like a really simple tee shot, your placement here makes all the difference in what happens thereafter. Evan really looking to push into that opening a little bit. And he does. Wow.
That is a perfect tee shot from Evan Walker.
If you can go set it down on the course, that's where you'd want to put it.
That is the spot.
Caleb with the big Annie. It's got to hold it.
And it pushes a little far. It's going to be a little pinched off for Caleb.
Yeah.
Might be able to try to force something through, but see what he has left.
Logan just trying to go smooth raider. He's looking to close this out. He's found the opening. You know, every now and again we see a ridiculous shot over the top of everything here. And I wouldn't advise it, but Bennett's the kind of kid who I think might be able to make that shot happen.
Logan knows he can walk out of this tournament with a victory and a par. And we see him playing it as so. Chipping his way up the fairway there. Leaving, don't want to say an easy third shot, but something that he definitely feels comfortable making.
Definitely just trying to walk it in at this point. So. Comfortable lead on the card. Caleb pushing up there. Gets across.
Very nice.
Yeah, from Bennett. It's his dad David in the background filming him. Great family. Happy they made the trip to Lincoln this weekend. Smooth up from Evan. He's got that left for a 12 down.
Yes, he does. But Logan Harpool going to lock up this victory here with that. Just a tap in par.
A little disappointed he didn't give that a run.
Are you, Tony?
Not at all. Appreciate that attempt from Caleb, though. Just trying to finish with a strong birdie. Not his best round, but
Evan Walker going to lock in a second place finish here. And you got to give it up to Evan. 12 down out here, 1091 rated. Just crushing the course record.
made a course that does not play easy just look like child's play. Few tap-ins. One last putt. There it is.
How many times, Tony?
3-time Star City champion, Logan Harpool.
Congrats to Logan. You could tell how locked in he was down the stretch.
Absolutely.
Your 2025 DGA Star City Classic, sponsored by Disc Outlet, and now 3-time Star City champion, Logan Harpool.
I think Logan's looking to fill that up with some chocolate milk a little later.
That's awesome. Guess I'll talk now. Man, Lincoln feels like home. It's I've played in Oregon, South Carolina, Alaska, and a lot of places in between, and not every community, you find good courses, good TDs everywhere, but communities make you want to come back, and as long as this tournament's running, I'm coming back. So thank you, Tony, everybody who had a hand in running it. Dynamic believed in me before a lot of people did. They continue to support me, so big shout out to them. And thanks for everything, guys. It was awesome.
Let me take that back for you. No. Okay, I don't want you to front it, but you might want this.
I didn't want him breaking that. I had a box for him if he needed it.
And congratulations again to Logan Harpool. That's going to wrap up the 2025 DGA Star City Classic, sponsored by Disc Gauntlet. I want to thank everybody in the Lincoln Flying Disc Club, our sponsors for the event, all the volunteers who put in time preparing the courses, helping out during the tournament, and of course all the players from traveling from all around the Midwest and all around the world, really.
New Zealand in the house.
New Zealand was in the house. We like that.
You know, this is my 10th time TDing this tournament, James, and I just can't say thank you enough to the 320 players this weekend, all of our local supporters, and everybody who watches this coverage too. And we invite you to Lincoln, Nebraska to check out what's going on here with the Star City Classic, Beal Slough Disc Golf Course, the Roper Disc Golf Complex, and we hope to see you in future years.
And that's going to be it for us. I'm James Fleege.
I'm Tony Odom.
Thank you for joining us for this final round of the DGA Star City Classic, sponsored by Disc Gauntlet. See you next year.